Hey guys, so today I am doing a review slash discussion of Allegiant by Veronica Roth. The first half of this video is going to be completely spoiler free, so if you haven't read this book or even the series, I will not spoil anything for you. I just want to share with you guys what I thought of this book, and then I will get into the discussion for people who have read the book so that we can talk about things that happened. Let's do it. I was highly disappointed in this book, actually, which is really sad to say because Divergent is one of my favorite books ever. Insurgent I still really enjoyed, but it just wasn't as good as Divergent. And then this book was just disappointing, and I hate to say that, and I'm sorry for those of you who love this book, because there will be people who do love it, but I was not one of them, unfortunately. And I just want to be clear, I'm not bashing Veronica Roth in any way, because her writing is actually very beautiful in some parts, and she's a great writer. She has a nice writing style, so I'm not saying I don't enjoy her writing, because I really do, but I just felt like the story part of this book went downhill a little bit for me. I felt like the story wasn't consistently as amazing as the first book. I also felt like the character development was just not, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like in the first book, I loved the characters, I loved Tris and Four, they were amazing, and then as the books went on, I cared a little bit less for them in each book. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. So don't know what's going on there. Something else I didn't like about this book was the fact that the chapters switched back between Tris and Four, their point of views. At first I was like really excited about that and I thought it was going to be really cool. I would be reading a chapter that was from Four's point of view and then not even realize it until 5 pages in and he says something about Tris and I'm like, oh, I thought I was reading about Tris. It was confusing because their voices were not distinct enough. They kind of blended together and kind of seemed like the same person. So, all in all, I just didn't care much about the characters in this book, not as much as I should have, especially considering the events that occurred. So, yeah. Sorry I don't have anything more positive to say. I really haven't even given this a star rating on Goodreads because I just could not decide what to give it. But I think in the end I want to give it like 3 stars because I did enjoy it and I did want to know what was going to happen, but it just was not a 5-star book for me like Divergent was. I hate saying these mean things, but they're not meant to be mean. It's just how I felt. And I just honestly felt like things could have been done better in this book. I felt like the story could have taken a different turn and would have been much better in my opinion. But again, that is just my opinion. So let's get on to the discussion part of this video where I can actually go into detail and tell you what I thought about certain things happening. So if you have not read this book or this series, do not watch the rest of this video because you will be very, very badly spoiled. So please leave this video. Let's just jump right in and talk about what's on everybody's mind. Tris's death was just, I didn't even cry. And I cry at books. And I did not cry when she died. I mean, I got a little choked up, but really not as much as I should have. If you would have told me while I was reading Divergent that both Tris and Uriah would die in Allegiant, I would have been so upset and probably bawled my eyes out. And I think that goes with what I was saying about I cared less about the characters as the story went on, and I don't know why. I was mainly just mad more than anything. I felt like that was, I don't want to say it was a cop-out, but I just felt like it shouldn't have gone that direction. I felt like Tris's sacrifice was kind of pointless. I mean, it wasn't pointless, but I felt like it was just such a dramatic thing for her to do, just for some people to not have their memory swiped and to have some people have their memory swiped. And the whole memory swiping thing, I didn't even really like that aspect of the story that much. So I guess I feel like this series should have gone out with a bang, and I didn't feel like it did, which some people might think one of the main characters died. How is that not a bang? But for me, it just wasn't. It just fizzled out in a way because it was just like, I felt like her death was unnecessary, and I felt like if she was going to die, she should have died for something much bigger than that. I don't like how the story ended up. I don't like what was outside of the fence because I was expecting something hugely dramatic, and it really wasn't. They just went to this airport and stayed there for months and found out a couple of little secrets, and that was it. I was expecting like apocalyptic survival crazy things happening, and that was not the case. So I was disappointed by that. I felt like this book was not as action-packed as it should have been. Yes, there were some things that happened, but overall, it felt like it was a pretty uneventful book. I just don't like this book, and it makes me mad I think one reason it makes me so mad is because I loved this series and Divergent is one of my favorite books. It really wouldn't upset me that much if I didn't like this series, but because I love it so much, I was just so utterly disappointed in this book. It just makes it worse that I loved it and now I don't have a good end to the series, and I never will, because this is it. This is all we get. So many things could have gone differently. Why? And if you guys enjoyed this book, great. I'm really happy for you, but it just did not satisfy me. Basically, when I think about this book, it just makes me feel unhappy. I know that there's rarely happy endings in life, but I think this series needed a happy ending, and I'm just upset that there wasn't one, but that does not affect how much I loved Divergent, and I will definitely reread this multiple times. But as far as like rereading the whole series, I don't know how often I'm going to do that. Like I said, I wish I had better things to say, but those were my thoughts. So really, I just wanted to have a discussion with you guys, like in the comments, just to talk about how you felt about this story and the events and Uriah and Triss dying. I don't know if it's just something with me personally, but I don't know if you guys feel the same way, which is why I wanted to make this video, to have a discussion. Do you guys feel the same about this book and this series? I think that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And if you guys enjoyed this book, whoa. Not good. That doesn't make any sense, but it made sense in my head. Hey guys, so today I'm going to... Whoa.